Hey, good morning, everyone. Okay, so this morning I've got some things on watch. Don't really have much confidence or a level. Okay, so Veer and Verizon here I have on watch. I don't really have a trade for them though. I don't really see a very good trade setup, and I'll explain in a moment. Then I have CCJ and then CCIV, where I do have entries on CCJ and CCIV. If the price comes down and gives me an entry, I'll take them. Veer, Veer is popping up pre-market. I didn't really see. Oh wait, okay, an hour ago. Here we go. This wasn't there this morning when I got in. Veer Biotechnology, GlaxoSmithKline, expand collaboration to include influenza therapies. Shares rise pre-bell. Okay, yeah, there's something there to trade. Maybe I'll put some levels on this thing now. It's going to be a little bit tricky to put levels on this one though. So, it popped up on this day. I remember, I don't think that I've ever traded this, but I remember watching it pop up. Yeah, I put a level. If you see here, I put a level on it one time at 43.98 a while back, but I don't think I ever took the entry. Which the entry would have been fantastic. Look at that. The low here on this day was 44.60, so I wouldn't have gotten in on that day, and it popped up above the 43.98 on this day for a high of 44.43. Yeah. So the entry would have been right here, obviously, on this day, but I guess I wasn't paying attention to it on that day or whatever was going on. I remember seeing it hit the scanner a whole lot one day, but I just never jumped into it. So the levels on this one are going to be kind of tough. I'm not sure, really where to draw the levels on this one, and it's right now it's pre-market at 76, right here at $76, and I guess if it beats this sort of high over here, this isn't exactly a pivot because there's such a topping tail here. I wouldn't exactly call that a pivot, really. This little area right in here. I suppose though. CCG, is it coming down to a? Yeah, okay, so it's coming down pre-bell a little bit there. Still a few minutes before 9 o'clock, so we'll see where it opens. I'll get to CCJ here in a minute. And so I'm just not really sure where the best entry is. I mean, I guess its most recent peak right here could be a good entry if it starts getting up above that price. I mean, if it gets above, I'll put some lines on here. If it gets above 77.17, then it ought to be on its way. It's just, I don't see anything really solid to trade against. And I also don't really see a very solid area for it to catch support. And I suppose, I mean, I could put an entry at 75.20 could work. I just don't know. I mean, the stock, I haven't traded it very much, and it's going on 2 years old, so there isn't a lot of history here. I would say if it pops up above, if it gets above that $83 level, then there's price discovery to happen inside of this big down candle, this big topping candle right here. I mean, that's quite a move. That's was a $7 move from where we are now. So if it moves $7, it's just hard to say. I just don't really see any terrific and obvious entries on this stock for a high probability trade. I'll leave 77.17 up there. 75.20. I don't know. I just don't know. It's so it's so close to that price already. See if we can get zeroed in on it a little bit here. I'm gonna get rid of that. There we go. Let's get rid of that one. I don't like that one. The previous day's close was at 70. I'm sorry, previous day's close was at 67. Pre-market 75. Let's go with the top of this candle's body. Yesterday's open. I seriously doubt it's going to go down that far, but just in case it does, I've got a level on it. $70.48. That'll be a high probability entry if it makes it all the way down there. I don't. It's on watch. I don't have a lot of confidence in it. It's not one of the main things I'm watching. Verizon. I also on Verizon here don't have a real entry. It's popping up pre-market. It closed yesterday at $54.15, and pre-market now it's at $56.21. I have a lot of drawings on this. I don't remember trading Verizon before, or trying to get into Verizon, for an investment. It's not a part of my portfolio. I think I was probably just kind of scanning around for ideas one day and came across Verizon and started putting up some trend lines, some fast lines and some slow lines there. It's on, it's here, it's on. I guess if it breaks above this resistance line here, then I'll give it a shot. I don't see that happening all in one day. It's on watch. If it starts hitting the scanner and is looking really strong, then I'll go for it. It's got a huge float, and Berkshire Hathaway just recently announced that it is investing in 147. Berkshire Hathaway Incorporated takes share stake in Verizon Communications Incorporation of 146.7 million shares. Let's do some math real quick on that. So 146.7, but let's actually do this. 146.712. 46712 times per share cost, we'll call it $55 times 55 equals, that's an $8 billion investment Berkshire Hathaway just dumped into Verizon. So for this one, Berkshire Hathaway has a bit of a nasty habit of buying things and then seeing their investment go down for about 6 months, down 15-20% for about 6 months, and then come ripping up into new all-time highs and beyond. Let's see here what kind of history we have here with Verizon. All-time highs are at $64. And it's only roughly, what is that, 64, 56, $10. That's six. What percentage is that? I don't have to use whatever. It's close. It's fairly close to all-time highs. And so I imagine that given a little bit of time here, I have a crossover here happening in February of 2023. That's a couple of years out. It won't take long. The stock will get a bump today. It'll bounce around a bit for the next few days. I'll buy it on pullback and look for an opportunity to invest. Okay, so CCJ, this one, posted earnings recently. Earnings weren't all that. Oh yeah, no, they were okay. That's right. All right. There's something else with this one. This one is It's a commodity. This is non-energy material. Yeah, non-energy minerals. Okay. This is an inflation play. So basically, all natural resources companies and so forth are going to be getting a bid here. And this will be a long-term play. I'm going to trade it today. And if I do well on it, I'll hold on to some shares. But essentially, for today, though, I have an entry at 1726 and then at 1710. If it opens below 1726 is off the table. And if it opens below 1710, then I'll need to go back and recalibrate my numbers completely. But essentially, 1710 then today on CCJ is where I'm looking to make an entry. CCIV. CCIV is one that I traded yesterday. And, it's really too bad. I was happy to get out of it. I had a decent level on it yesterday in the $37 range, which it spiked through and then popped back up, and it would have been a terrific trade. But for some reason, I decided, early, before it made that big run up there, I averaged down into it, and it's just a horrible trade. I wound up being up $500 on it, about $1 per share on it yesterday, and then I sold it right at 39.70 or so, 39.81, right? I was like, okay, good. I can, I started buying here, then I averaged down like all the way through here, and was like watching it just like grind all day. And I was like, oh my God, am I ever gonna be able to get out of this trade? This is not at all what this is not trading. This is, just being a donkey essentially. And so I was like, okay, finally I can get out of this thing with $1 per share, which is terrific because it really helped me go positive on the day. Yesterday was not a good trading day for me, and there were fantastic opportunities. So I let it go right here at about almost 1 o'clock. And then, let's see, at 1:20, then at 1:20, 1:30, the thing shot up to $55 per share. So it's on watch today. I have levels on it. If it gives an entry, it's popping up pre-bell here. There might be some sellers that bring it down. So I have an entry at 51.25 and 49.26 on CCIV. Looking for, on this one, I'm not just looking for a bounce, although I will play. I'll get into probably another 500 share position on the stock, and then look for a bounce, and then sell half on the bounce, and then let the other half ride and see if it can continue to go higher today. What happens exactly, nobody knows. It's bullish though, so and it's in an uptrend. Its news yesterday was it's about to cut a deal. Churchill Capital shares surge on report Lucid Motors merger is near. All right, well, okay. CLPS is popping up pre-market. This is, which one is this? Technology Services. CLPS Incorporated signs vendor agreement with a well-known U.S. digital payment platform, ramps up global expansion strategy. Okay, so it's a growth stock. It's growing. Let's see what earnings and revenues look like, or what revenues and earnings looks like real quick. All right. Well, it's profitable. It does about $90 million in revenue. Revenues are growing. Earnings are growing. Earnings are positive. It's not easy for a small cap to do. 15 million shares. This one ought to be pretty good today. Let's see if I can get a pullback and an entry at 10.45 or 9.39 today on CLPS. It's on the gap traded. It's already traded 8.5 million shares pre-bell. And Trade Ideas has the float at 4.7 million, where Trading View here has it at 16 million. It's a momentum strategy. I put entries here. I usually don't do that with momentum strategy. With momentum strategies, I usually don't put entries on it. Usually just use the latest 1 minute candle to pop up to most recent high. So I guess maybe I'll just use those as a gauge, those levels. I'll have to see how I trade it. It's good to have an idea of what's going on with it, although I won't have, there's no hard and fast rules about trading momentum when it comes to price levels. It's pretty much just what the stock is doing at that time. So, okay. Then pets. I am not going to trade pets. It's one of the leading gappers. It's the second leading gapper on the list. It's up 197% since yesterday. It's got a float of 12 million shares. It's only traded 2 million shares pre-market. It's just that there's no news, no recent news that I'm aware of, and I can't find it on Street Smart Edge either. Pets.com was, so this isn't Pets.com. I have a bias against stock names that spell something cute or catchy, like there's ears, EARS. I don't like trading that stock because it's ears. And there's another one, eyes, EYES. I don't like trading it because it's eyes. And then there's pets. There's one actually that was kind of fun to trade. It's called Yayo, YAYO. This one popped up. It's been probably a year or so ago. I look at it. It's actually kind of ramping up here a little bit. Recently, popped up to $5. I traded it way back. I don't remember when. It was a while ago. That was a daily chart. I think I traded it back here. Yeah, in June of 20. I traded it when it was popping up back here. Is that right? I really can't remember. But anyway, I'll trade Yayo. Yeah. So, I'm not trading pets. It's on watch. It's got to be a really good opportunity for me to want to trade it. Then we've got load. Load here. Yeah. Okay. So this is also another non-energy minerals. Load is. That's the second one, right? That's I've got two CCJ. Yeah, CCJ and LODE. So it's nice to see. You'll see this often, like you'll see particular non-durables or particular non-energy minerals, or some. There are these sort of like Chinese education, online education was kind of big for a week or so there. So apparently, non-energy minerals are getting a pop here. I'll have to pull it up on the 10 minutes to really kind of see where it is. So yeah, it's definitely catching a bid. This would probably, I'll put, I think I'm going to put CCJ and LODE in here together. Veer, Verizon, CCIV, CLPS, and I'll put CLPS up here too. So my top three favorites right now this morning are CCJ, LODE, and CLPS. Those are probably the three that I'll keep the closest eye on. And I've got levels on VIR. Don't have a lot of confidence in it. I don't know. I'll probably just put 100 shares, 200 shares toward it. Verizon, I have no levels on it. Don't really see a trade on it today. Not interested in trying to figure out what I can trade against, where a pullback would be or anything. This would be something, if it comes down to the support, then I'll make a purchase. If it starts breaking out of this resistance here, then I'll make a trade. Otherwise, I'm just going to leave it alone. CCIV, there's some possibility for continuation. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a high deal of confidence in CCIV. When something pops up like this, what was that yesterday? It was like 20% that it popped up from 40 up here to 45. So about 40, actually about, what is that, 30%, 35%, something like that? A 30-some% move. Okay, I've got a thing here I can use. 30%, yeah, 30% move yesterday. After that, I don't know. It can keep running or it can fizzle. I've got levels on it. I'll see how it looks if it gets down this far. I'll see what it looks like at the time and see what kind of price action is going on in the level 2. Yeah, so far this morning, it's going to be CCJ, LODE, CLPS, and I have levels on CCJ, 1726 and 1710. Those are pretty tight levels. I like them when they come in tight like that. CLPS, 1045, 939, and LODE. That's going to be a momentum play, looking for a pullback. So that's pretty much what's going on. There's so on the larger markets here, we've got the SPY is pulling back a bit pre-bell. So yeah, it's dipping down a bit. It's down 0.38% pre-market. The VIX is back up above this 22.2 level here. So today I'm going to put an alarm on that so that if it breaks back down below the 22.2, I'm going to be looking to put on a long position, buy some calls on the SPY today for a move back up to recent highs, for a push back up to recent highs. It's kind of a dip down after breaking into new all-time high territory yesterday. We'll see if buy the dip strategy is going to work out today. Ought to be all right. All right, everybody. So as of right now, that is the strategy. I do have one other thing that I'm averaging into, and it's Kern. So on Kern today, if it gets down to 698, I'm going to buy. Let's see, I've got a 400 share position on it now. Kind of a high average. My cost per share is at 815. So my per share average cost is a little bit high, and I think this $7.698 range right here is going to be that ought to be in this neighborhood. That ought to be support. So that's not a trade. That's something that I'm averaging into. I'll hold on to for 6 months to a year. So I figured I'd just kind of share that with you. Okay, everybody, good luck out there today, and I will see you at the recap. Hey, click like and subscribe if these videos are helping you out. Take care now.